Welcome to Visual Audio Sessions. This is Ghostlux.
Hey, what's it like to be so low? I guess I'll never know. I guess we'll never know. Hey, wish you white. Pick your friends, daydream everything you wished it be. Wouldn't you agree?
was fantastic. First song was Bitch.
Yeah.
Second song was She Likes Boys. You guys sound incredible. Really enjoyed what I heard. Um, let's talk about your influences. I mean, that's probably the first thing that we want to talk about with you guys. Well, actually, I guess I should introduce you guys. Sorry, I've been out of this for 2 years, so I'm trying to remember my format. So first we have
Abby. I do vocals and guitar.
all right,
And I'm Reina, and I play bass.
Reb.
I'm Reb, and I sing and I play guitar.
I'm Adrian, and I play drums.
Yeah, so there you go. So this is Ghostlux. So let's talk about a little bit about when you formed. How long y'all been together?
So I think it was when like COVID like first hit. Abby, I was working on some other band stuff, and Abby, she had a kid, so she was like, oh,
Kind of took a break.
took a little break, and then Ghostlux is actually going to be just like a little indie side project. And then me and Abby were working on Pinky Promise for like 2 years, just in and out, going in it. And then all of a sudden we were like, maybe we should actually do something with this. And so like in August, I remember Reina, we posted like a video of just me like doing like just a song, just like a little, intimate session, just me singing the song. And then Reina was like, this is fire. Do y'all need a bassist? And at first Abby was going to play bass. And we had another drummer at the time, but and then we were like, actually, we'll take you up on that offer. And so then we DM'd Reina, and she's like, yeah. And then our old one had to like leave and stuff. And so then we were like, hey, Adrian, because they knew each other from like the
Yeah, we were in a band together like
Probably a couple years before
yeah, a
that.
couple years before, yeah.
What was that band name?
That was called Wake the Weary.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah, I know them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't realize that was y'all. That's great.
Good
I
one,
actually
2
think I've
years.
seen y'all play.
Yeah.
For real. That's cool. All right. Well, perfect. So that gives us an idea of who you are, where you come from, a little bit of background, which is great. I mean, that's typical Lubbock. You got musicians playing with other musicians, different bands, different projects, indie projects. I saw your influences are all over the board, which is awesome. You got like indie pop, a little bit of metal, R&B even. I mean, and that's very evident in like the vocal stylings, because there's this like blend between beautiful lyrical melodies, which are phenomenal in the vocals, but then you got like screamo, which is even talk about the influences. Tell me where all this comes from, and who writes the songs. Is it a collaborative effort, or is it one of those like someone brings something to the table?
Usually, yeah, like
it's usually like someone brings it to the table. A lot of her songs, Reina will sometimes like have like a riff she likes. She'll send it to us. And I'm like, let's do something with that. More work with it. And some of them like She Likes Boys. That was like a one I wrote a pretty like long time ago actually, and then I brought it when we first got together, and we just Adrian added his own little thing to it, Reina did, Abby, and so forth. The first song, Bitch, Abby, you actually used to sound so different.
Yeah.
The first part was the same, I think so. I don't know. It's changed so much, but yeah. So it's definitely, that's something Abby actually wrote a long time ago. I think whenever I was like 13.
Yeah, I was in high school and I was like, let's bring it out.
Yeah. So then
That's
it
cool.
just
I was obsessed with your single "Getting Prepared for This." This session. It's Pinky Promise is the name of it. It is available on all the Spotify's and stuff. You're not playing it today, probably because it is a complex song. I'm sure that playing it live probably proves a little difficult. But that's fine. It's a beautiful song, honestly. The melodies, the harmonies are fantastic in the vocals. But what it honestly drew for me is like The Cure. Like that's
crazy.
that's like what I heard a ton of
Yeah.
in the guitar stuff. And so I heard that, and then of course mixed with a little like that 2000s like emo pop kind of indie vibe. So like there's a whole blend of nostalgia in that song, which, like I said, for someone in my age, harken back to that new wave without the synth, because that's the thing. And like new wave has a lot of synth in it, but like The Cure is who I think of with you guys, because you obviously don't have synth, your guitars and that cool melody. So that's, to me, I totally agree. When you say nostalgia, that's what I think of when I heard that. Let's talk about the Lubbock scene. Where you guys play typically?
Actually, Jay.
Play a lot of
Yeah,
Jakes.
Jakes.
Yeah.
We recently did a house show, and that was
Yeah,
really
that was fun.
That was
Cool.
super
That was
fun.
really cool.
Yeah, it was a nice, intimate environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nerve wracking.
Yeah.
People were like this close. It was like, oh god.
I know. I was like, oh.
But it makes you feel like you're playing for more people too. 'Cause
Right.
they're all
It does,
packed in
it
their
does,
rooms,
yes.
so it
Yeah.
gets an energy there for sure.
Yeah,
That
it
was
a good
really
Yeah, a
cool.
lot
It
of
was.
people, and it was like a lot of people I didn't even know, so it was
Mhm.
really cool.
It
to
was
meet
very cool.
people
And
and-
expose them to
Yeah,
your stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the next song that you're coming out with is Idealistic. That's going to be your next single. And then from there, you're just going to kind of try and put that on the album. Do you think Pinky Promise will end up on that too? I mean, is that something you see that going?
I don't know. What do
It's a
you
good
think?
question
Yeah, that is a good question.
because we kind of recently started tinkering a little bit with Pinky
Yeah.
Promise because we haven't really not like rewriting it, but we've been playing it as a full band more as of late,
Mhm.
and we've been kind of like switching things up a little bit, and
Yeah.
so
Well, y'all bring
maybe a
different influence
re-release
into
would-
it. Yeah.
Right.
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 yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
you got to
Abby-
make it probably a little bit easier to play live together, which I'm sure that because it was very well produced. I don't know who y'all did that with.
Can I, yeah, they did it on GarageBand, just them two.
Phenomenal. No, that's cool. I had a whole record that we did that we started in GarageBand, so like
Wow.
I
That's so
totally get
cool.
that. Yeah, like
That's cool.
that's the beauty of technology today because
true.
like if you got to get something out there, there's so many outlets and it makes it easy to make that happen. So yeah, props to y'all for doing that. Yeah, I mean that obviously you guys, to our audience who's listening or watching this video, if you're seeing this 3, 4, 5 years down the road, you're seeing them on a live tour circuit with some other influencers that they had mentioned, the influences on them. Would that be pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
Shawn Mendes.
The
Well, is there anything else that you guys want to share?
I was just gonna say that I felt like even before the pandemic, the scene around here was kind of like a little dry and seemed just a little bit tired. And I feel like now there's like a resurgence happening, and I think it's tying in with like the growing of the art scene here with the art trail. You have a lot of music coming out to places like that around those times, and I'm seeing a lot of like the younger generation too coming out to shows and just like starting to have an appreciation for live music, which is really cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think just the fact of being cooped up for a year almost, most people are like,
Yeah.
That'll do
any
it.
chance to get out of the house and go do
Right.
something. Technology has definitely changed music from the sense of recording, like we had said, but also in the way that people experience music now. We want people to get out and see live shows. People get disconnected from music because they don't have the personal experience with the artist. And,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so that's what we're trying to do here.
I love that.
And they're having that moment of engagement with you guys, right? And so
Right.
that's a big
Yeah.
thing, to have that experience with you for them to connect to you guys.
Mhm.
And so I think that's what's so important about what we're doing here and what you guys are doing. Being a part of this, we're thankful you're here, and we're really excited to get you guys out there and let people to hear what you guys are doing here locally. Been great having you guys here. The next song we're going to hear from them is
Idealistic.
Idealistic.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, folks. Idealistic coming up from Ghostlux.
I lost what to do. Capsizing pages that